Studious, Brian Falkenstrom, our first speaker. Come on up, Brian!
Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Can everybody hear me? How's everyone doing this afternoon? Good? Awesome. So let me ask you guys a question. Who here knows how to juggle?
Nope.
Wow, nobody. That's a bummer. Who wants to learn how to juggle? Copy you? Copy you? You buddy, in the back, come up here. Yeah, come on. It'll be fun, I promise. State your name for the record.
My name is Sherry.
Sherry, thank you so much for doing this. All right, so are you a righty or a lefty?
I guess I'm a righty.
Okay, so you're going to start with 2 balls in your right hand, 1 ball in your left.
Okay.
Up with your right, up with your left, and switch it when you go to catch. Sound easy? Go for it.
All right, let's try this.
About as you expected, right?
Oh,
Don't worry about it, don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right, thank you for coming.
Thank
Give him a round of applause, everybody. So, why can I juggle, but he can't? So, do I just have some natural talent that he doesn't have? No, of course not. There was one day when I was really sick, and like a normal person, I said, I'm going to teach myself how to juggle. So I took a couple hours, and I eventually got it. Meanwhile, that's what, your first time learning how to juggle?
Maybe.
Sounds right, okay. So, that's how it goes with all tangible skills, right? Whether it's juggling, whether it's playing an instrument, driving, etc. Everybody knows that you need to put the time in to make it better. Practice makes perfect, as the saying goes. And we also know that if you don't like it, you don't have to keep doing it. So if you don't like juggling, you can just drop it, and nobody's going to blame you. Same with playing an instrument. You don't like playing guitar? Stop playing it. What are you doing? So it may sound like I'm stating the obvious here, because I am. This is all blatantly obvious. This is easy. So if it's so obvious for tangible skills, why is it so hard to apply for intangible skills? Now, I'm going to give you a scenario that you guys are all familiar with. Remember at the end of high school, your counselor came to you and said, what do you want to do? Where are you going to go? What do you want to be? And that's a really hard question to answer at that time, because you say, what do I want to do? What have you been doing? I've been doing math, I've been doing science, music, history, etc., etc. If I like math and physics, maybe I'm going to do engineering. If I like music, maybe I'm going to do composition. You have a whole load of options. So, but that's a big decision to make right then. You don't have a ton of experience, so you're choosing a career path based on what little you have. And what if you chose the wrong career path? Then suddenly that's a big problem, isn't it? So, I'm going to run you through my story with that, is I chose automotive tech because I was so sick of school, I was done with it. It's a 2-year program, so I figured in and out, it's a good trade, I'll get a good job, start a new career, make money. It'll be a good time. That's what I thought. Then like 2 weeks into it, I said, oh, this isn't a fun time, is it? But I said, okay, you gotta keep doing, you gotta put in the time. And a few months later, I said, no, this really isn't right, this isn't happening. So I stopped. I didn't finish the semester, I dropped out of college. And that was probably the best decision I ever made, because if you don't like something, why are you still doing it? Because I'm not saying you have to be in love with your job, but if you don't even like it, what's the point? And that's such a hard decision for a lot of college students to make, is if they're following a career path that they're not in love with, that they chose on a whim at the end of high school, why are they still pursuing it? But the biggest mistake I made was after that. I took 6 months to think about it, to take a break. Taking a break's okay. You need time to relax, recoup, figure yourself out. Like a month or two is fine. But 6 months, all you're thinking about is the same things that you were thinking about before you even chose that career. All you'll do is just keep thinking about the same things that you were thinking about when you chose that. So what do you do to fix that? And I said you have to move on to something else. My biggest push was when my father came to me and said, look, I need to still claim you as dependent on my taxes, so I'm going to need you to go back to school. Like, I'll pay for it, don't worry, just pick something. So I went to my community college catalog. I said, oh, business, that's pretty applicable to anything, sure. I said, oh, marketing, that's moderately interesting, I guess. And I fell in love with it. Once I got into classes, once I started doing marketing, English composition, statistics, it was just the most fun I'd had in a long while. And I wouldn't have even known that if I didn't go out and try it. So I think the most important takeaway there is if you're going to stop something, that's fine. You don't like it anymore. But make sure you're moving on to something else. Because if you're not moving on to something else, what are you going to do? You're going to have no direction. And to bring it back to the tangible skills, maybe not juggling because that's inconsequential, but let's say driving. If you don't like driving, that's fine, but you still need to get from point A to point B. And you have options. You don't have to drive. You can ride a bike. You can take the bus. But the point is, you can't just say, I'm going to stop driving. You need to move on to something else. And that's the point there. So thank you all so much for the first round.